Hi, I'm Anix. I'm an artist, and here's how I started selling my art online. So recently I posted these keychains I made online of Mitsuaya and Bubbly. My post of them got relatively popular compared to all my other posts, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna use this momentum to try and sell my art online as sort of a practice run to see if this is something I can actually start doing. Enough of me yapping, and let's go back to 3 weeks ago. Hello, so I'm actually about to go to bed, kind of. I'm about to like wind down for bed. So it's currently, I don't know if you can see that, 12:35, and like it's been around 12 hours since I launched my pre-orders for keychains, and I've gotten like a decent amount of orders. I've gotten 11 orders, and I know that's like not a lot. You see all of these videos where it's like, oh, I got 1,000 orders and stuff, and like, yes, I will aspire to be like those people. But at the same time, as someone who doesn't have an audience, that's not bad. I'd say that's pretty good. And also, like, if there's a lot of orders where they buy multiple things. But for now, as I wind down for like bed, I'm just gonna like work on sending confirmation emails or like draft them up, just because like there's a lot. And it's like pretty tedious work, but it's just like I want to stop like doom scrolling before I go to bed, so that's what I'm gonna do. Hi, Ping Ping. It's been around like a day, 2 days since the last clip, and I'm just waiting on like people sending their payment, but I've gotten a few already confirmed, so I just listed out everything and we're gonna make them. Yeah. So while I sculpt, let's talk a bit about how I priced my keychains. So the overall price for one is 260 pesos and 480 pesos for two. And as for how I got to those prices, my usual formula when deciding on it is material cost plus labor cost, then double that amount. For example, it usually costs around 30 pesos for materials and about 100 pesos for labor, which, by the way, about the labor aspect of it, we will get back to that. But in total, that's roughly 130 pesos to make a piece. After that, I add a markup, which is usually double the cost to cover things such as packaging, and so that I can still earn a bit from my work, of course. So that's how it ends up being 260 per piece. And I also give a small 40 peso discount for two so that buyers can get a small perk for getting a set instead of just one. Now, as a disclaimer, this isn't a strict formula whatsoever. Every artist can and definitely should price their work differently depending on how they value their time and effort, and I'd also advise to see what the prices are on the market for similar works as well. Please ignore how like messy my room is. Like, we don't talk about the background, okay? It's been a while since the last clip, as much as I don't want to admit that, but it's October 14, and it's been like an interesting experience like doing these orders, because like, yes, I started making some of them, but there was a lot that like haven't confirmed or paid, so then there was just like a back and forth of emails, and like I kept messing up the emails. Like, it's so embarrassing. Like, to the one person, I don't think they'll see this, to that person I sent an email with the wrong name because I was just copy pasting the emails. I'm so sorry. It's been a while, and sadly there were a lot of orders that were not confirmed, so it's gone down to like, I think less than 10, honestly, but it's fine. Like, it's how it really is sometimes, and like, it's still not bad, honestly. Like, again, this is just more of like a test run, to be honest, like to see if I can be selling online or if like kaya. So like, yeah. So right now I'm gonna work on the commission drawings and send those, and after I'm going to complete the set orders. So yeah, that's kind of my update for now. Let's get on to doing stuff. I start working, I'd like to show, like, this has been on my table for like 4 days, and I'm just like, every time I look at this, I'm just like, it reminds me of like the audio that goes like, she's bald! She's bald and she's torturing people who have hair! Like, like this is so funny, but like as they say, things have to look chopped before they're served and ate. Right. Yes. Anyways, let's get to work. I'm so glad my cats were never like that. Like, they only like gave me lizards, I fear.
I have never said this guy's name ever, I think. But it's a guy who plays boss baby. And he's
Like, imagine raising a kid and then they just grow up to be so ungrateful for how hard you worked.
Finn broke his sword, now he's got a new one. A fancy one that's made out of grass, attached to his arm at all times. Or, well, as normal as things can be when you've lost an arm. Don't worry. A bee voiced by Chloe from Life is Strange with no idea what even happened. These days, the real Minerva's not really around anymore because she put herself in cryostasis and uploaded her consciousness to a ton of robot clones so she could help protect her people from a deadly virus that spread
Now it's on to
across
packing.
the
And as you
island.
saw, I made some little thank you cards with some art I made recently of like, I don't know, I just like this quote. It says like, how silly of me to forget that I am the love of my life. And then it says, I am mine before I am ever anyone else's. And it's just like a cute little, yeah. And there's like a little thank you note in the back. And I just wanted to give it because it's like, you know, additional cute stuff that they can use, like put it on the wall. I have extras, I want to put it on my wall. The shipping labels. So basically what I did, since I'm not using any courier to ship, or like, I don't have like actual shipping labels, what I did is I input all of the Google form information I made into into Google Sheets, and then there's an extension that makes it into a label, and I just printed that onto like normal like sticker paper, and yeah, that's how I got these. So now I'm just gonna like start packing all of these.
Our Vanessa a loser, played laser tag, and mercilessly killed one of Freddy's friends, Chica, so that I could stuff her voice box down Freddy's throat. Yeah, I called that video showing no mercy and security breach for a reason. But it's only about to get more intense, because the goal of the game is still to hunt down and decommission the rest of the animatronics. And with Chica's face...
I'm sorry, but you're not tall enough to ride the snow cart alone. We need a working driver assist bot.
Oh, Oh, is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Dude, okay. Yeah, apparently I have to ride this go-kart. But unfortunately, I am a teeny tiny little crumb of a man. So I can't ride it without... Here, in an arcade the size of a freaking Gothic church, that also has 3 floors. I swear to God, the Pizzaplex must be visible from space. It's huge. Someone who understands how to...
This is the last order to pack. Yippee! This is from my friend. She ordered like a keychain of her and her partner, and a Marceline. Oh, I'm not showing the camera, my bad. But so it's her and her partner, and Marceline. So, yeah.
Times because I felt like I was being forced to listen to mediocre lyrics that had good lyrics. So it's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. The songs that I didn't like were the ones that everybody was roasting on TikTok for having cringe lyrics from a cringe perspective. So, you know, if you're only getting snippets on TikTok, I would say maybe give the album a listen for yourself because it's a small percentage of the album. So, you know,
Here
it's
are all
not...
the orders. It's not a lot, but they're in here. And I'm gonna go get someone to deliver these. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I just have to wait then until everybody gets their delivery. Editing annex here. For the delivery, I forgot to mention, I used Lalamove for it. It's the cheapest one compared to like Grab and stuff. Basically, I just added the delivery fee based off of the customer's location. So like, for example, if they were from like... Why am I blanking on cities? There's so many cities. If they were from Makati, it was like 90 pesos or like 100 pesos. So I would add that to their bill. And I would recommend if you want to do something like this, make sure to check like when the downtimes are usually. As much as like the customer is paying for the delivery fee, I wouldn't want them to pay for a delivery fee that's more than the actual product itself, you know? So yeah, in my experience, it was like 1 to 3 p.m. But I know it changes depending on like which day it is and like what time or like what time of the month it is. Like usually if it's like payday or something like that, the times definitely change. Like stuff like that. Just like consider it, and like I would check before like sending out shipments and stuff, or like in your planning stage, I would recommend like looking through every few hours on like the delivery app to see which time is like the cheapest time. So just so that it's like easier on like both ends too. Not only is it cheaper for the customer, but it's also faster to deliver. Yeah, that was so many. I feel like I didn't make sense. So it's now been around 2 to 3 days, I guess, since I shipped out everything and everybody got their orders. And I just want to do like a little wrap up of how everything went and like things, just like things I didn't really like mention throughout the video. And basically, overall, would I say it's worth it? Yes, but I think there were a lot of things to consider and things I would want to change. It was just like difficult for people in the delivery part when they would receive it, because like sometimes they wouldn't even know that it was coming that day, so then it would take a while, and like the driver I got had to wait for like 20 to 30 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot of time, but in terms of like, you know, their services, that's a lot of time. And I think next time I do this, I might switch to IG. I know that's not as professional or as formal, but I feel like it could be an easier way to like reach out to everybody, since they are pretty active on Instagram, which makes it easier to reach out. I think I would get a message from them through Instagram and I would be able to reply faster. So I guess that would be a thing I would change the next time I do this. Also, I guess like one mistake I didn't account the time it would take to, like I said, send emails, prepare the deliveries, just all of like the stuff that isn't just the keychains. I didn't account all of that time and effort into the price of the keychains. It's like not to deter people from this kind of method, because like as someone who just wanted to test things out, like if this is like something that I can do and commit to, then just immediately jumping in without knowing anything, like I think this was a good opportunity to do that. So yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on how this was. I will be doing this again maybe around December or next
I can't believe it's almost next year, but maybe January of next year. But yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts. I'm so sorry if it was like everywhere and like I didn't make any sense, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. And oh, before I go, I will be having some markets this November. I'll be putting them down. Wow, down below. Yuck, wait. I'm so sorry. Like this saying things to a camera with like, it's just so weird to me. But like, I'll be putting them in the description for when they'll be and where they are, so that if you're from Metro Manila and you missed your chance to buy some of the keychains and you still want them, and plus a bunch of other different things I'll be selling, you'll be able to catch me there for November. I'll have 3 markets coming up. So yeah, that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye bye.